Hey y'all, today we're doing an Amazon, a Target, a back to school haul showing you what I purchased for our homeschool. Now here's the deal. I'm not someone who goes out and buys a ton of things. I like to stick with just what we need and then a few extras, but I did want to show you the things that I grabbed recently to get us back started for the school year. If you're brand new to the channel, my name is Brandi. I'm a full-time working homeschooling mom, and I have a second grader and a 2-year-old who we like to incorporate as much as possible into our rhythm, and my husband also helps with the homeschooling. So that's just a little about us. Now let's jump in and I'll show you exactly what I picked up during some of the Prime Day deals and just to get us back into school. So I'm gonna start with Aldi because it's the one I went to most recently, and I got some really good stuff that I wasn't expecting. So we shop at Aldi. I love a good deal, and we found in the Aldi finds this week a lot of back to school things. And in this upcoming week, they also have a lot of back to school deals as well. And one thing I got for my toddler are the dotters. So the dot markers, and it has activity pads with it. I got one in like the pastel colors and then one in the primary colors. So I picked these up and I'm really excited for him to start playing with these. My daughter loved these when she was his age, and so we're excited to let him do some of that. The other thing that I got at Aldi, I haven't tried them yet, but I'm gonna share with you, is I got the dry erase markers. This is a 24 pack. They have the little magnets on it, which we do have some magnet boards. So my daughter, we use the dry erase marker for math, spelling, history. I mean, like, we use dry erase markers boards a lot, and so we're always running out of pens. So I thought I'd just try these. They were only like $6 for this entire pack. So we're gonna give these a try, and it's a few different colors that we don't have from other ones. So that's what I picked up from Aldi. Very simple, just some markers and dotters. Now, a lot of this is art supplies. We go through a lot of art supplies during the year. So a lot of the next things that I picked up are art supplies. And most of these I got from Target. So I'll go over Target first. One, they had all their markers on sale for 99 cents. So we picked up the classic, like the thin ones. Then these are different. So we have the regular Crayola markers. And then because we're doing Lily and Thistle for our art, geography, and history, we needed to pick up the washable markers. So I got the Color Max and then the washable. These are different than these. So they all look the same, but the only difference is this one says washable. One, having a 2-year-old, this is really good. But then with Lily and Thistle, there are some art projects that they don't work if you don't have the washable. So we went on and picked these up. These were also on sale, it was really good because they're usually like $4.99 or something. And I got these for 50% off. And if you want to see more about all the subjects we're doing, you can go on and click up there and I'll link to our second grade curriculum. But that's what we're using these for, is the Lily and Thistle. But I've seen in so many of the threads like, hey, my art project didn't work, and it's because they didn't pick up the right marker. They look very similar, but these say ultra clean washable markers. So we picked up those. And then also Target had their colored pencils and crayons for 50 cents. So I grabbed some boxes of those. Crayons, of course, I think I grabbed like 6 boxes of crayons. We go through a lot of those. And the same amount of colored pencils. So lots of colored pencils, lots of markers. Crayola did not sponsor this video. And so we grabbed that. Also, one of the things that I realized is we always get these pencils, like the most famous ones. I have no idea how to say these, but you know, the Ticonderoga pencils. And so my daughter was like, our neighbor also homeschools, and she was like, oh, this little girl, she has all these fun pencils. And I'm like, I always pick up these. And so I was at Target and I found the striped ones. So they're super cute, they're striped. So I did get her a pack of these. These are her special pencils that she can keep to use. And so I did get her some striped ones because they just write the best. I got whiteout. I've already opened these for my planner, and these are like my lifesaver with the planner. So I already opened those and started using it. And then also at Target, I grabbed the washable project paint. We have acrylic paint, watercolors, all that, but I got these specifically for my 2-year-old, just in case, you know, one, acrylic paint is like the hardest thing to get out. This, if he gets it on him, it's not the end of the world. So I grabbed these from that section as well. And then I got me a folder. I don't do a mom homeschool binder, but but I do find some weeks that we do have like printables that I need to have organized. So I just grabbed me a folder there. It was really pretty. I love purple. So I went on and grabbed these, and this is where I'll keep the printables for each week. I'm just not someone who has one of those big binders or anything, but I did find myself needing something for just like our weekly printables all in one place. So I grabbed me a folder. Okay, and then last thing at Target that I did pick up was in their dollar section, these little like modular caddies. We have a circular one you can see behind me where we keep a lot of our pencils, our colored pencils, like chalk markers, that kind of stuff. But we just needed one that I could put on the table that was easily to grab, and that my son, if he got into it, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And so I got these in the dollar section. So in here we keep like, this is what lives on our homeschool table. So there's a pack of markers, a pack of colored pencils, a pack of crayons, pencils, eraser, dry erase markers, an eraser, so we have an eraser, kid scissors, and glue. And technically these kid scissors should not be on here, they should be over there. So my 2-year-old can't get them, but that's what stays on the middle of our homeschool table. And then we have the big round one over there with all of our extra supplies. So I did grab this in the dollar section, and they had a bunch of different ways that you can figure it. So I grabbed that. Okay, so that's our Target, what we got from Target. Now we get into Amazon. And this is probably the biggest supply. So this year we're doing plants with Blossom and Root. Once again, I'll link it up right there for you if you want to check out our full curriculum choices. But we got a digital microscope. So this was on sale for Prime, and I haven't even got it out yet, but it looks pretty cool. So just a digital microscope where we can take with us when we're going out on our nature walks or anything like that. And it pulls it up on the screen. I think you can actually like HD photos, rechargeable, and then it came with some slides as well that already had some specimen on it. So we have that. So I'm excited for the kids to get to use this and really like dive into our plant dissection and things like that. So we have the digital microscope. That was one of the Prime Day deals I got, and I'll try to link up anything that we got down below so you can grab whatever you need for your homeschool. Okay, oh, also at Target, I grabbed just a cheap pack of watercolors for my 2-year-old. We have our nice sets for my 7-year-old and I, but I wanted him to participate, so I grabbed their brand of washable watercolors, and it comes with a brush, so he can start doing those with us. So I did grab that. Then on Amazon, I grabbed these just for us painting and stuff, these little trays that have like where you can put your paint in there and all that. So I grabbed these. Sometimes I like I usually rinse these out. We reuse them. We used it a lot last year, but sometimes if we go to the park or something, or if we're gonna be gone, I'll grab them and take them with us, and then I toss them just because they are cheaper, and if I don't have anything to clean them, I'm just gonna toss them. So I have those. We did buy some different paintbrushes. We're always going through paintbrushes. These were Lily and Thistle. She recommended these. They were a good deal, so we got these as well. And then these little puzzles were on Amazon Prime Day. So I love a good puzzle. So I'm gonna rotate these out on my little Montessori shelf for my 2-year-old. I'll rotate these puzzles out, but it came with a 2-pack, and I got him bugs, and I think the other one's animals. So a 2-pack of that. And then I was really, really excited for this. This is the Melissa and Doug Play-Doh box. It was 50% off during Prime. So I grabbed this. The kids love to play with Play-Doh, so I grabbed that for them. And then exploring nature activity book for kids. We like to go hiking, and we're gonna apparently go tent camping at some point this year. And so there's different ones. So like mostly cloudy or for rainy days. And so I'm excited just to do this, to have an unofficial nature study. We tried nature study last year, and it felt tedious. Like we had to do something each week instead of just going out and exploring nature like we already do. So I'm excited to use this just for those rainy days. Or not even a rainy day, but like, hey, we have some extra time this week. Do we want to do a nature study and grab from this book? So I'm excited to do this one for our nature study. Then I was super excited when these went on sale. So we love a good DK. And so I got Life Cycles. I was since we're doing plants, there are some plant life cycles in here, but then also with, we like to go to the zoo and stuff. So I thought we could incorporate life cycles into some of that and use that book. And then since we do artist study, I was super excited about this one. The visual encyclopedia. This one has been in my cart for like months and months and months, but it's $30 some, and it went on sale and I got it for $8.99. So I'm super excited to use this for our Van Gogh study. We have Van Gogh's in here. We also have Monet, but also we're doing Mozart, so he's also in here. So I was really excited to grab this. It's beautiful. DK it's never a bad book with DK. And then this was also on sale. We are really leaning into emotions and emotional intelligence this year, and my daughter she has big feels. So we're really working on that. And this is one of the books that I had in my cart and it went on deep sale. So anger management skills workbook for kids. So this one was actually recommended to us from our play therapist. So I'm excited for her to dive into this one. And then of course, big old pack of pencils and then a big old pack of the colored pencils. I got 2 of these. And then once again, the ultra washable markers. So I grabbed another pack of these because they were on sale. Construction paper, these were on sale. So I got 2 big things. We can never have enough construction paper. And then one thing that I was out of that I was super excited went on sale, laminating sheets. I would love to do a video on the most used items in our homeschool. That would be helpful. Type in the chat and let me know, because like I said, I like to keep it minimalist. I know when I show all my book hauls, it does not. I'm not a minimalist when it comes to books, but pretty much everything else, I try to keep things as minimalist as possible. I am someone who gets very overwhelmed when I have a bunch of stuff in my house. Like I make sure our toys we don't have a ton of toys. We try to keep bins. So I am a minimalist and there are things that I reach for every single week. So if you'd like to see those, let me know. But my laminator is definitely one of them and I needed new laminating sheets. So I got those. And another thing that I use a lot of, not every week, but mostly when I get our new versions of All About Spelling or All About Reading, is I need sheet protectors. Since I go on and copy all of them and do all the activities ahead of time, I put all of those in sheet protectors. So All About Reading, All About Spelling, I have to have sheet protectors. Those are really the only 2 subjects that I use sheet protectors for, but they take up a lot. So it's a lot of pages. It's 50 some weeks for All About Reading, I think 20 some for All About Spelling. And so with that being said, like there's a lot of activities, there's a lot of sheets, so I need to grab those. So the last thing that I got that I'm super excited about is the last thing that I got during Amazon Prime Day, and I'm so excited about, is these frames. These are the ones that can display your child's artwork, 8.5 by 11 with the mat, and then it holds 100 of them. So you just push it back and it will hold up to 100 pieces of art. So I'm excited for us to put these up in our homeschool room. I'm trying to figure out where to put them, but we're gonna display the kids' art and keep them all in here. So I got 2 of these, one for Riley, one for Bodie. And so I'm super excited to display that. So that's our homeschool haul. Nothing crazy exciting, I know, mostly back to school stuff, but we like to keep it simple in here. And we just are a family that books we'll buy a million of. Everything else we like to keep it simple. And so maybe some of these you want to pick up and grab. I'll link as much as possible below. But if you want to see our homeschool room, how we have that set up, let me know in the chat. The other thing that I'm really good at is organizing. So if you want to see how we keep everything organized, let me know below. And then if there's anything else you want to see a deeper dive on, always let me know in the comments. I read each and every single one of those and create videos with you in mind. So I hope this was helpful and I'll see you in the next video.